Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Allie, and slowly but surely, garment by garment, I'm becoming a sewist. So in today's video, I will be making a mock neck turtleneck, first one I've ever made. So it's not a full turtleneck, it's just the mock neck. I'll be using a pattern by Kiana Bonolo, and I like to use thrifted bed sheets because I'm such a beginner for fabric for my projects, but I did buy this from a fabric store just because it needed a little bit of stretch in the fabric. I wanted a specific color, so I went ahead and bought this. So this is 98% cotton, 2% spandex. I thought that was pretty amazing. I'll be using my cotton thread. I already put it in my machine, and I wound my bobbin with the same 100% cotton brown thread. Let's get into it. I already constructed my pattern pieces, like printed it, taped it all together, cut it out, and cut out my fabric. So we are just ready to go. Oh, also two things. The pattern is for a regular turtleneck and a mock neck turtleneck. So if you want a regular turtleneck, you can do that with this pattern too. The other thing is that she highly recommends having a serger for this project. I do not own a serger, so I will be doing a lot of zigzag stitching to finish the edges. So I'm just going to start with that piece of it first. So let's do some zigzag stitches and get started on garment number 8. I also feel like I should mention today's Saturday, and I'm going to get this done today. And that's why I'm in my fully comfy clothes, sweatpant kind of Saturday. Okay, that's all. Thanks. I'm pretty wavy. I wonder if it's because I'm using cotton thread, or is it because I'm not using my ballpoint needle? I don't know that it should be wavy like that. I don't know, I'm just gonna keep going. That is wavy. Okay, maybe I should switch out my needle. I don't want to, but I think I should. I have it. I think this is my ballpoint jersey needle. How can you tell? I'm gonna look around. Okay, so I just switched my needle out to my jersey point needle, which is supposed to be more for stretch fabric. And we'll see if it's less wavy. I'm just gonna do like a little sample piece, and I might have to recut this out so it's not so wavy. Kind of a bummer to start with that. I didn't think the waviness was so bad, but looking at that, it looks pretty bad. Hopefully it's not the cotton thread, because that's not all I have. Hopefully the jersey needle will fix the problem. I already had it because I've used sweatshirt material before, and I use the same thing for that. Okay, let's see. Oh, that seems wavy too, but I feel like, I don't know if I could really tell a difference. Well, we'll go with this needle. Maybe it's slightly better. Maybe it's just the nature of this fabric. Maybe I shouldn't do the zigzag stitch first. No, I think I should, otherwise it'll fray. Okay, so maybe, I guess if it's gonna look like this anyway, I wonder if I should just leave this one, like go with it. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna try the next one. I'm just gonna keep going, and if I need to recut this out, but if it all looks like that, then that's just like the nature of it. We're off to a bit of a rocky start, but we're gonna roll with it. This is the back bodice piece. This is the mock neck piece. Yeah, because the last pattern I did, it had you do the zigzag stitch before sewing it together, and there are no instructions on this one of like when or what to do, so I am just going to do it now. I'll do this bottom part first. Maybe I'll do this side actually. Stitch length is 2. I don't know. I think it might just be stretchy fabric, you know? It's definitely wavy. This is the front bodice. So I'm just continuing my zigzag stitch. It's super wavy. I feel like I should do more research before I ruin the whole shirt. I also kind of think it's gonna be fine, and I won't have fraying edges. Maybe I should research this before I go too far. So a quick Google search revealed that all my settings were fine. I could just use a narrower width and a narrower length, which I was still in the normal ranges, but I'm just like made it even smaller. So my width is 2 now, and my length is 1. So I'm on the zigzag stitch. Tension says 3 to 4, which my tension is 4. Oh yeah, a tip I learned. So I watch these videos by Sewing Mastery. She actually does a ton of different machines, but for the Singer 44 Heavy Duty 4423, I have found her videos to be extremely helpful. She mentioned holding this string up here tight when you rethread your machine, specifically when you go down the 3 and 4, so that the tension discs will do something correctly. So the thing that has to do with the tension discs, it like engages it or something. Anyway, I just actually paid attention and did that while I was rethreading my machine into my needle, and I felt like things were going smoother, but then it just unthreaded, so who knows. Okay, so this is the front bodice. I'm doing the zigzag stitch just to like finish the raw edge, so we don't want it to like break or fray. So maybe these settings will make it a little bit better, less wavy. All right, zigzag stitch. This is one of the arms. Let's get this done. So there's one arm done. This is my last piece to zigzag stitch. And then we will move on to putting the garment together. Things are all wavy, but I don't know, we're going with it. Well, this is definitely an opportunity for me to practice my zigzag stitch. We're done serging. Zigzag stitching. Okay, so now I'm constructing the garment, wavy as it is. This is just my front and back bodices, and they are wrong sides together. No, right sides together. Yeah. So I will just be sewing together the shoulders and the side seams. She doesn't pin it, but I'm totally gonna pin it because of the waviness. And oh, also, it's another thing I was gonna do. So she does a 1/2 inch seam allowance, which I'm not used to that. So a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And I can't use my regular like pin to do the markings because you won't be able to see that black. So I'm just gonna use some chalk to mark my seam allowance on here. I don't know how accurate that's gonna be. Well, it's gonna be roughly 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and mark this and pin it, and I'll show you before I go to the sewing machine. I marked my 1/2 inch seam allowance. That's way bigger than I'm used to doing in my limited experience, but I marked it with the chalk, and then I pinned the shoulder seams and the side seams together. So I'm just gonna sew them together. The waviness like doesn't seem to be an issue, so that's good news. So let me go sew it. Let's do it off of zigzag stitch, loop to 0, regular stitch 2. So I'm gonna start with like the shoulders. Seems easy enough. Okay, on to the next. Onto the side seams. I think I hear Rosie. She's napping. Maybe she's awake. Okay, we have the shoulders both sewn together, and we ate dinner, did all of that, walk the dog, you know? Now it's time to keep sewing the side seams. Okay, we've had some technical difficulties, but I sewed both of the shoulder seams on this, and the side seams on this are complete as well. And then I just pinned together the side seams of my sleeves. These are inside out currently, so I'm going to sew them. 1/2 inch seam allowance. They are thoroughly pinned, and the same with this one. So let's go sew them up. I've never sewed long sleeves before, so this is exciting. This is a first. I guess that's not true. I sewed my shirt sleeves, but this feels different because it's like a soft, stretchy fabric and it's for a turtleneck. So that is new. Whoa. Let's do the other one. All right. That was easy peasy. What's next? So now I have two beautiful sleeves. I've turned them like right side out, and I'm going to be putting them into the wrong side out, inside out bodice part. So I got real confused by this earlier, but I think I figured it out by taking like an existing shirt and turning it inside out and trying to figure it out. So from what I can tell, take this, the arm, and you put it inside the armhole. And then you pin around the armhole and then sew this together. I guess you do this the same seam allowance. I don't know. I guess. So then now I gotta like think through it. It kind of hurts my brain. So if I sew this together and then I pull this out, yeah, so that's basically all the right sides are being sewed together on the inside. Pin it together and sew it. Here's hoping this lines up enough to sew it. Okay, to be continued. Like there's definitely some extra fabric in there, which might be bad for us, but trust in the process here. This is a little jabby. Okay, I might just have to go nice and slow. Yes, Rosie? You ready? Luke, do you need pajamas? Do you need pajamas? Okay, here's our moment of truth. I like that was very sus. Yeah, we have some like puckering. But I tried to strategically place it at the top. See the little pucker? But hey, not bad. Okay, this is shaping up. So now it's just time to do the other sleeve. So let's turn this back inside out. Hey, that turned out way better than I expected. And it said in the instructions like that it would have a little bit of ease at the shoulder, or what did it call it? Ease at the cap of the sleeve. So that's where I put that little bit of extra. So right side in, I'll put this in here. This is pretty fun. So now I'll just pin this on and sew it. This is the second armhole. The only issue with this one is I had a lot more fabric, it felt like, at the top. So it might be kind of funny up here. I don't know how to fix that or make it better. I don't know if that's a pattern problem. That's a me problem. Probably a me problem. Like how I cut it out. I don't know. Maybe it'll be fine. Because the other one seemed fine. Got some fabric folding. Good thing I caught that before I got to it. Okay. Let's go see how it turned out. I'm a little nervous about that like shoulder cap. There's just a lot of fabric there, you know? Let's turn this thing inside out. I mean, right side out. Okay, that's like a nice little pucker. It kind of looks like it was done on purpose. It actually kind of looks better than the other one because I lined it up perfectly. But I lined it up perfectly with like the seam here. So this is the front. It's nice. I can feel like the seam allowance in there. This is like kind of chalk spots. Wow. I think it's going to be kind of tight. On to the next. I think I'm going to do the little like mock neck part now. Okay, so I'm going to fold this, the mock neck piece, right sides together, and I'm just going to sew my short edge. Pretty simple. I'm not going to pin it or do anything. Definitely didn't get like a 1/2 inch on that one. That might come back to bite me. Okay, so now I'm going to be turning this right side out. And then using my pins to divide it into fourths. I don't get how it's into fourths, but you fold it in half. I get it now. So you fold it like this. That's really cool. So then you pin it together. Okay, but if I have any extra, I want it to be where that seam is. You know what I mean? If there's any puckering, it's gonna be like back here. It's not gonna be right here. I still don't understand why it's divide the collar into fourths. I don't know if I did this right, but this is folded over. I don't know if like fold it into fourths. I don't know what fourths is or what I'm missing, but we're gonna see if this will line up to the collar or to the shirt. Okay, let's turn this inside out. I feel like she has hers in a neat little package like this, pinned. I don't understand the point of that. I'm going to be pinning this inside of the neckline, sides together, and that's going to go in the back. Okay, so I think this goes inside. Okay, so I'm just going to put pins where there aren't pins. Secure this around here. It doesn't even say like sew it. I guess it says ease it on. It's the neckline. Just lingo I'm not familiar with yet. So this is like ultra pinned, and I guess I'm going to go sew it. And I'm going to remove like 500 million pins while I'm doing so. But then, yeah, we're going to have a mock neck turtleneck. Sorry, I'm trying to think like if I turn this inside out, I think it should work. I can actually take these preliminary ones out. Some of these are just holding two things together. They're a bit useless. Okay, I feel like something kind of weird happened at the end. We'll turn this all around and see how it worked out. But my mock neck turtleneck should be sewed on. Let's see if this worked. Wow, it worked. Wow. Looks good. I have my little mock neck turtleneck. Here's the back. There's really minimal puckering, and the front is actually perfect. There's like one, maybe a couple little spots here at the back, but that worked beautifully. Now all I'm missing is hemming the sleeves and the bodice. Wow, which I might have to shorten these sleeves. We'll see. But we have our little mock neck turtleneck. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty proud. So I just tried this on and it actually fits beautifully. My only issue was the popping of thread as I put it over my head and took it back off over my head. So maybe there's something to more of a polyester thread, but I still kind of love that I used cotton. I guess time will tell how many poppings of threads. Maybe that's all I needed to do, like pop a few so I can like take it off and on. But it's fitted, it fits perfectly. And like I said, I pinned my sleeves to like fit perfectly on my arm. And then I added a couple more here. And then I'm just gonna do my hems. It like feels like I'm doing this wrong, but I don't know how else you would do it. So I think it looks pretty good. The inside's a little bit crazy, but no one's gonna see that. Okay, I'll cut this off in a bit. Let me do this one. Do the same amount. Definitely like some weird maneuvering you have to do. Okay. finished 2 hems and they look pretty good, like pretty comparable as far as like to each other. Let me show you. Here's one. This is like the less perfect one, you know, but like looks pretty good. And then here's the other one, which I think looks even better than the other one I showed you. So I'm quite happy. So garment number 8 is done. So I finished up the hem and the project is complete. I totally sewed in the tag, which I will show you in a second. But right off the bat, I'm just going to do a couple notes on this project and what I learned from it. So the pattern maker recommends using a serger, and I totally understand why. There's a lot of excess fabric in here because you have that 1-inch seam allowance and that fabric has to go somewhere. So if you're using a serger, it cuts the excess off, but if you're not, it just stays with you, you know? So that's one downside, and a plus of having a serger while using this pattern. The other thing is I used 100% cotton thread. And with this stretch material, every time I like put the garment on or take it off, like I hear popping of thread. So I need to do some research and see if I need to use something like a thread with a little more stretch when I'm using stretch fabric. That's probably the case. But we'll see about the longevity of the garment, how long it lasts with that cotton thread. But I'm really happy. Like I love this turtleneck. It's exactly what I was going for. It's a great pattern. I will say there's some like parts of the pattern I felt like I kind of had to fill in the gaps, and doing other patterns before this helped me know what to do. So this maybe wouldn't be like the first project I would do if I was learning how to sew on my own like I'm doing, but definitely friendly for a beginner. So I do recommend if you're looking for a solid turtleneck option pattern that will fit you really nicely and be flattering, this is a good one. It's definitely on the more fitted side. I will try it on in a moment and show you, but it's really nice. You did get a spoiler of this shirt if you watched my last video. So I wore it at the end with my Aura Pinafore dress to show you that dress. And it's such a nice outfit to wear together. And then I kind of love that I got to wear both this and my dress for our Christmas card photo. Just kind of special, you know? Something handmade, a handmade outfit. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, let me show you the tag and then I'll try it on. And this will be the end of garment 8. Okay, so for the tag, let's see if I can show you. I embroider like the name of the pattern, but the name of the pattern was just like mockneck, turtleneck. So I decided to do turtleneck, which I switched up my stitch a little bit. I used the stem stitch. And then I wanted to do it like an illustration of a turtleneck just to add a little more interest. So it wasn't just like turtleneck. And then I did 8 because this is my 8th garment to sew. I love doing the tags and showing you guys how they turn out. But let me try this on and show you how it looks. So here's the turtleneck on. Like I said, it is nice and fitted. But it's so nice to be able to sew a shirt and then be able to adjust the arms to fit you perfectly, because that's kind of a struggle for me. My arms are kind of shorter than some of the shirts I buy. So I'm always rolling them up, but this is like a perfect fit, which you want for something fitted, right? And then the shoulders, even where there was like a little bit of puckering, it doesn't look bad. It looks pretty good. And yeah, quite happy. I do like pairing this with like my pinafore dress. Like it looks really good underneath something like that because you want something fitted in contrast to like the flowiness of that dress. It's really comfy too. Like it's fitted, but it's not like too much. And I would highly recommend. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. And now that garment 8 is complete, I can't wait to start on garment 9. And so hopefully I'll see you for that video, and take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.
I was waiting in line on or fireworks.